We are live. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Um, Welcome to, I am losing track of session numbers. Welcome to a new session of Andari Island.
Episode 6.
Thanks, people who have better memory than I do, for
Nah, I just looked it
keeping
up because I
track
had
of
to pass it
everything.
on to Marcy because I can't update the stream title.
Which reminds me, we should give a huge thank you to Marcy and Colin, who make this actually happen on a regular basis and who help us with technical issues and making sure everything happens how we want it to happen. So thank you to the two of you. Also, thank you to my tech people among my players who also help make that happen, who are pretty much all more knowledgeable about techie stuff than I am. Thanks for just letting me do the part that I love. So yeah, last time the party learned more about the different options that they could take, and Zagar ran into a childhood friend and discovered that apparently he was royalty. So there was some conversation about that. Jackson was able to purchase some magical arrows, and the stream last week ended with Kia somehow actually being able to physically transport themselves to the Fey realm and have a actual, not that dreams aren't real, but have an actual in-person, actually face-to-face conversation with Ileana. And it, we ended with, thankfully, Kia being able to make it back to the material plane without any issues. And yeah, so that's where we are going to pick things up. Everyone else had gone to bed, I believe, so we can go ahead and start the next morning. What do you all want to do, if anything? Anything particular anyone wants to do?
Dink is very curious about the military situation, so he's just kind of gonna wander till he can find, I don't know, training grounds or something.
Okay. That's definitely not too hard to do. As soon as you get to behind the fortress, there's sorry, I am not in my usual place, so my setup is a little precarious. I apologize if I disappear because my tablet closes on me. So there's this huge field behind the fortress, and you see there's it's kind of partitioned off, so there's an archery setup, and they have varying distances of targets, and there's hand-to-hand combat training, both armed and unarmed. So you see people sword fighting, you see people fist fighting. There's a couple of there's a group of individuals who are it's obviously kind of basic instruction to fist fighting. So if something happens and you lose your weapon, you're not just out of luck. And there's also various elements of martial arts kind of thrown into that as well. And then there's archers hand-to-hand. And then there's ranged, stuff. So there's trebuchets and magic casters, and kind of all together as ranged combat.
Okay. With the hand-to-hand group, is there anyone that stands out as being sort of the overseer, leader
Yes.
person?
You see a gentleman who is very very kind of tall but very light human gentleman. He keeps his hair very short. Excuse me. Goodness. He keeps his hair short. He just has like a real simple jerkin and and hose on. Definitely not anything fancy. It's obviously like the fantasy equivalent of workout clothes. And he's watching two individuals engage in hand-to-hand combat. And it's pretty obvious he's in charge because as you like notice him, he kind of goes, all right, like stops the fight and like goes to stand behind one of the individuals and just like, that was excellent, but you put your weight on the wrong foot. You started to go off balance. So just watch that. It's definitely important to pay attention to how you have your weight balanced. And he steps back and like, all right. And they kind of like reposition themselves and start going again.
Okay. So yeah, gonna watch that for a little bit just to kind of get a feel for how, I guess, how adept they are, and then probably at some point, let's say maybe like 4 or 5 minutes in, probably step up when there's a good break and see if he can't get the attention of the leader there.
Okay. So you're watching it, and it's obvious that these are very fresh individuals in this particular group. But before even 2 or 3 minutes has passed, he, kind of calls a halt to it again. And, he just says, all right, why don't the two of you watch, a second time and see if you can't notice what I'm doing differently. And you see Andre then approach, the large Goliath barbarian. And they engage in hand-to-hand combat, and the lithe, man, in a matter of moments, takes Andre down. He is very skilled. Clearly, because Andre is not unskilled in keeping on his feet. And like the individuals who are watching are just like amazed. Oh my gosh, how did he do that? That was amazing. And he just, as they're all exclaiming, he just says, essentially, well, if you know where to hit and you know how to hit, size doesn't matter. They're all like, oh my goodness. So then it's probably been about 5 minutes. So. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I was clicked on the wrong thing. Ding's probably gonna do one of those like slow claps as he walks up, and then get the attention of Mr. Live monk-like person, and just kind of say, "Don't suppose you have any room for a sparring partner who's maybe a little above the fresh ones and a little below the most advanced?"
I would love it. I certainly don't mind training new recruits, but it doesn't quite have the same exhilarating effect. And he sticks out his hand. Justin.
The chat came up. It's not my fault. Yeah, I'll just stick out his hand and say dink. You said that was
It's
Justin.
a pleasure. Yes.
How long you been doing this?
Well, I believe I started training when I was probably 5 or 6. It's been 40 odd years.
I like you. Okay. Where do I go?
Well, would you like to have a go right now?
Definitely. Bring it.
All right. So he kind of gets back into his stance. I need to pull up his stats. All right. So, roll initiative.
And
I
this
see
is
my
when we
die
learn
when I
that
roll
Dink doesn't know as much as he thinks he does. Ooh, wait.
Oh. Can't hear you again.
I was talking to myself. 20.
Yeah, he rolled very poorly, so you're going first. Come on.
What kind of a setup are we in? Is it just kind of a loose ring or just a field?
Yeah, it's just kind of the field.
Okay. So yeah, just gonna roll up the old sleeves that he doesn't have. No, he does have sleeves.
You could decide to have sleeves today just for the flavor of the thing.
Just for today. And then yeah, kind of slip into a sort of pseudo-defensive stance, kind of watch him. Am I seeing anything in particular? Like, is he kind of, he's not doing patient defense or anything. He's just
Not at this point.
kind of, how's he prepped? Does it look like his weight's on one foot or another?
No, he's kind of like planted both feet. He's kind of crouching down a little bit in a defense stance. Not technically doing patient defense, but in a defense stance.
Okay. All right. I don't know why I asked all that. Dink doesn't think that much. Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna kind of step forward, not rush, but just kind of step forward and do just a pretty straightforward hook, just to see little test of the waters.
All right, roll an attack.
That would be a natural one.
Okay, so as you swing, you are sure that it's going to hit. And all of a sudden, he's not there. But you could have sworn that it was going to hit. And he did not move his feet, but just matrixed out of the way of your fist. So now he's going to attack you. 10.
No.
I didn't think so. To attack you one more time. Sorry. I keep rolling behind my tablet. That's an even worse roll. This die is going in dice jail. So he goes to hit you. I think maybe he doesn't realize quite how short you are. And so he just completely misses you, which surprisingly, because like this is what he does, it kind of catches him off guard, and so he just completely whiffs on the second attack as well. Your turn.
All right, so we're gonna take that surprise. We're gonna swing with the other hand, kind of towards the solar plexus. Fist, not hand. Fist. Yeah.
Right.
Slightly better. That'll be a. That'll be a 17.
That'll hit because he forgot to do patient defense.
Caw-caw! This is not going to be a good night for me. That'll be a 5.
5 damage. All right. Are you doing anything with a bonus? Was that a no, or are you thinking?
I'm gonna think it. Nah, not gonna step back.
Okay. So he is now going to he is just going to he's just gonna try and hit you again. Not with that red die though, that doesn't like me. My gosh, sorry, the setup is not working. 19.
That might hit. Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to do. Where's my D8? 10 points of damage.
Well, that seems excessive, but okay.
And then, nope, I did math wrong. He's going to do 5 points of damage. Hope if I could math. And then he is going to use a key point. Nope, that was only the first. I'm really sorry. I'm not with it today. He's going to use his bonus action to hit you with a nat 20.
Good God, man.
He does 22 points of damage.
The heck is he hitting me with?
He rolled max roll on a D8, and it was a nat 20. So he, something like a light switch is flipped, and he just wallops you, like right on the collarbone. Just boom, boom.
That's
And
just
then-
ow.
He's going to use a key point to go into patient defense.
Right. Okay. All right. So this time, because that hurt, and not happy about the hurting. This time I'm gonna kind of take a few steps back, and then no, I take that back. Not gonna take a few steps back, but basically just kind of try to grapple him. Gonna go for the legs.
Okay.
See if I can't. Less of a grapple, more of. I
More
want
of
him
an-
prone.
Knock him over. Okay.
Yep. And that would be 17 again.
All right. It works.
Huzzah.
Very well. So you go ahead and just like do a running leap kind of tackle.
No, because we're right up on top of him, so basically just gonna kind of
Oh, yeah.
bear hug his waist and then try and tip him over.
And he goes down. It's just a.
Awesome. This is good.
He is now prone.
All right, and then question on this, because yeah, having never played a fighter, I believe I get 2 attacks per action. Is that only if I'm using my greatsword or my longsword?
I will double check.
No. Sweet.
It's
I'm
just
gonna attack
per
him
action.
again. We're going with the knee to the ribs.
And you get advantage because he is prone. And you are like on top of him.
Woohoo. Watch me miss this, because yeah.
Because dice.
Oh my god.
Did you miss?
I rolled a 5 and a 1.
I don't think your modifier is +10.
No, it is not. It's +4.
So you go to knee him in the ribs, and he just flexes and just takes it.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
So he is going to. What is he going to do? He is going to. Let's see. He's going to, like, attempt to lift you and just headbutt you. So he's not even going to try to get up. $24.
Good God. Yep.
7 points of damage.
It's cool. Dink didn't need that nose. He's fine.
And then he is going to just go for it again. Another headbutt. Nine.
Ha ha ha. No.
All right. Does he want to spend another 2 points? Oh, I have to do that before. Okay, he is now going to. He's actually going to use a key point to do Flurry of Blows. He gets 2 more hits on you. That's a 12.
No.
And another 12.
Ha.
Apparently you have a very hard head.
That's not a surprise. Thank God.
This is very, very true.
I did not even think about that before that came out of my mouth.
Okay. All right.
All right. Your turn.
Okay, so definitely just kind of gonna go with both fists, try to hit each side of his temple.
Mhm.
Still at advantage because he's prone.
Yeah, you're still on top of him.
Yay. I don't know why I'm saying I'm not gonna use those two. No. That would be a 5 and a 10, so 14 for the first one.
He just, like, you just, like, brush the side of his cheek because he pulls away from it.
Slightly better. That'll be a 16 for the second.
Yep. That hits.
Sweet. Aha! 4 plus 8.
4 plus 8 or 8
Oh,
altogether?
sorry. 4 plus 4, 8.
Got it. All right. No. Let's try that again. going up when I try and put damage in. There we go. Sorry, I'm getting used to having characters on D&D Beyond that are mine. Okay. Bonus action of any sort?
No, I think he's just going to kind of hunker down and try to
All right.
assert his position of authority.
In this case, he is going to attempt to get up. I don't know what the rules are for when someone's on top of you. I'm going to have to make a strength check.
And that's just what contested roll, so his strength versus mine.
Yeah.
I would say I think it's probably breaking a grapple is what I'm gonna say, but
Yes. Which is strength.
usually, unless they do
Okay.
it, unless they have something that says
Right.
otherwise.
Right. Yes. So. Okay. So he manages to get up, and he is going to take his, instead of a fist, he's just going to take like the palm of his hand and just right on your nose.
Again with the nose. But Dink's pretty face.
15.
No.
You never know. He might straighten the nose. You could gain a
That's
foot
true.
in it.
I don't know if I
It'll
can
look-
fix the nose.
That's all right. The wingman doesn't have to be attractive.
Okay, so he's now just going to take his other hand and just like right at your temple. 12.
I really wish that Dink knew he was more monk-like, because he would definitely be mocking monk stances right now.
That would be hilarious. He is going to. He's going to use another key point.
Mhm.
Yep.
Let's see if that helped at all.
And we're back, I think. All right,
In theory,
we are back.
potentially.
We
Possibly.
believe in you.
Yes, thank you all very much for being patient with us as technical difficulties are bound to happen. As Margie told me the first time I ever streamed and we started with ridiculous technical difficulties, that's what it means to be a streamer on Twitch. Technical difficulties happen. So, back to the Rocky Balboa fight that's been going on. Justin is again going to attempt to kind of, he's going for the nose. He's using a fist this time, but he's still going for the nose.
He can't see the nose, therefore he can't touch the nose.
It's another 11. Wait, that guy was supposed to be in dice jail.
So this is how I'm still
That was
standing right
worse.
now, is that you're using your dice jail dice.
Nope. The green one was worse. It just rolled an extra 1.
Mostly convicted.
Really, really frustrated because he's not sure what has happened. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry again. This is not liking me today. This isn't even technical difficulties. This is gravity difficulties.
Just set you up in an anti-gravity well or something.
Consider the fact that this human did just take down a barbarian. It may be that he's starting to get a little tired, but he's still plugging away. And he is going to use another key point to attempt another flurry of blows. He gets 2 more hit attacks. Nope. That's an 8. And that's a 5.
Dink is surviving on luck alone.
Completely misses you. He's just realizing that he's just more and more tired. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Very irritating. He's too tired. And he keeps missing. So it's your turn.
Is he is he visibly tired? Like, is the guy panting?
Yeah, he's very much showing. Okay. He's breathing hard. He was already kind of bruised and there's bits of blood from the fight with Andre.
Okay, so yeah, Dink's just gonna kind of step back. Just gonna kind of step back and lower his hands and just say, if you're not up for this right now, we can totally do it later. Wouldn't want to embarrass you in front of all of your students.
So are you foregoing an attack this turn?
Basically, yep, I'm just talking, seeing if he's gonna be tired enough to stop.
Oh no. He says, you winning would be far less embarrassing than me stopping. And he just, we'll see if he hits this time.
Please no. Please do natural 1 right now.
What's your request?
16.
I'm sure. Oh man.
Big words, big word.
And now he's just frustrated and just he's very frustrated with himself right now. He's gonna go the other hand for the other temple. 16! He actually hit you.
Didn't he do 20 the last time? Oh no, that was when he got a natural 20.
20. 11 points of damage.
Still in double digits.
Wow. He's going to use 1 more key point.
Not going to be in double digits for very long, I see.
Unless he doesn't hit you again.
It's true.
To do another flurry of blows. And one of those is a 16, one of those is a 24.
It was nice knowing everyone. Please, someone come find me out here and at least carry me back to a bed.
And so together that's 18 points of damage.
I would be unconscious now.
So he takes a deep breath, pulls a healing potion out of his, goes to his stuff and pulls a healing potion out of his bag and pours it down your throat. And he gives you a major's not the word I want, is it? A 1 level better than normal healing potion.
What is that, greater?
Greater?
Yes, thank you.
Greater?
It's major doesn't sound like the right word. Which does, I'm finding out what that does.
Oh good, I was just trying to Google because I don't remember.
4d4 plus 4. 4d4? Where's my d4? Yeah, there it is. You have 12 hit points now.
Huzzah!
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16.
16 hit points. And he kind of like helps you up. And then proceeds to down a healing potion himself. Because you did, after that fight with Andre, you did some serious damage to him.
I feel like not as much as he did to me, but that's cool. That's cool.
All right. And he goes, as you kind of stand up and clear your head, he goes, well, thank you for some excitement in my life. No hard feelings?
Nah, none whatsoever. We'll do this again tomorrow.
Absolutely.
If we're still here.
Look forward to it.
Nice meeting you. I'm gonna
You
breakfast.
too.
Bye.
As you say that, he goes, you hadn't eaten anything. Did you literally get out of bed and come out here and do that much to me?
You know, I was curious. Just
I don't even fight that well on an empty stomach. And then he just kind of goes back to kind of like explaining everything that just happened to the individuals who are have been watching.
do his best with his 16 hit points to limp back off to the fortress thingy and go find some dinner. Breakfast.
And he, as you're going, he calls out, when you see Sophia, ask her to heal you. And then those are his last words to you. Oh, that was not what I was planning for tonight, but that was fun.
So, I guess.
What are the rest of you doing this morning?
I was gonna say. I was gonna say me. I mean, I'm not gonna tell everybody else. So Johan is probably gonna get up out of bed half an hour after that. And like go outside for a walk. What's the weather like?
It's like a perpetual idyllic spring day. So like
A little bit of a breeze, all that stuff.
yeah, a little bit of breeze, but it's nice and sunny and
All
not
right.
too warm, not too cold.
He's gonna find someone nearby in guard-like armor.
Mhm.
Okay. Hi. So, quick question: is there somewhere I can, somewhere with like an empty space, just empty?
Absolutely, that's sorry. Excuse me. Also, that was definitely the wrong place. He just goes, oh, yeah, that's pretty much anywhere around here.
Oh, cool. So, at that point,
Past the fields and...
well, as soon as he says that's pretty much anywhere, it suddenly starts the wind like blowing through his face, and starts like just like all the way through his face. Ah, yeah, that's very nice. There we go, a nice breeze. Yeah.
that was a little more than a nice breeze, but...
We gotta practice. Where's everybody else now? Have you seen anybody else from the group around here? You know, the people I came with? Anybody?
No. I saw one of them maybe about an hour ago.
Oh.
Walking out toward the back.
Huh. All right, we'll head out to the back then. All right, I guess I'll go back to the back and see what's going on.
I guess, think which way around the building did you walk to get back inside? And which way did you walk, Johan?
I don't know.
To the back.
Whichever way he pointed, he said to the back, so gotta go that way.
You do not run into each other. So by the time you get to the training grounds, Stink is...
I just walk outside, there's a blood puddle and like a mop guy.
a mop in the dirt. No, you see Justin continuing to trade with these unarmed combat with these individuals, and you see the archers and the ranged combat.
So have any of you... Hello? 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 I'm like walking over to the training.
Which...
Oh, no, I'm just going to walk up to the group.
Shouting at everyone?
I'm just walking up to that group.
Okay, to the unarmed one.
I don't know, the guards, just somebody nearby. Have you seen? I heard one of the people I came with came out around here. I'm trying to figure out where everybody else is. I think some of them are asleep and some of them are probably awake somewhere.
Justin goes.
Actually, I have an idea. I'm just going to start casting message every 15 degrees.
Okay. You get a lot of surprise.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You can reply to this message. Where are you? You can reply to this message. Where are you? You can reply to this message.
Wait, so are you attempting to do that only to your party members?
I'm going to do it 5 times. I'm going to do that 5 times, one for each party member until someone responds. Sorry, yeah, 5 times.
So you're not just sending it to the general populace or sending it to the guards?
So right now there's basically a half of storehouse just walking in circles, saying whispering into a copper wire, going, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" For a minute with just 5 people looking for one person.
So,
and this is when Johan becomes Anatoly.
So, I mean, I don't know what the rest of you are doing. Dink is going to find food.
Are any of you within 120 feet of the courtyard, basically?
You might.
So what I have heard him.
I mean, it depends on. So hang on. I'm trying to figure out where you all went. So Johan went that way. Dink went that way. I'm gonna say Dink is in the Great Hall. So you're not gonna get Dink. Because the fortress is really big and you're in the back of the fortress. Joe, where are you? Okay. So would you want to still be in your room or did you find somewhere to go sit outside?
He is probably wandering around looking for somewhere to send a letter, so they're probably outside.
We'll say yes. The message, the wires cross. The metaphorical wires, that is.
Well, I mean, I have a real one here. I have a real one.
You hear Johan say, "Where are you?" You can reply to this message. And then a while later, "Where are you?" You can reply to this message.
No, I only do it once for each person.
Okay.
I'm not going to keep circling around. That'd look ridiculous.
I'm going to look around, I guess. Can I see him? Probably not.
I mean, I'm in the middle of the back area, so...
So, Johan, are you circling the fortress or just circling the...
I'm literally just pacing in a circle.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I didn't misunderstand you.
I'm just pacing in a small circle.
You can't see him, but you get the message.
I'm walking around outside. Where are you?
Also walking around outside. Probably not the same part of the outside. There's a lot... Well, anyway, yeah. I was sending messages again. I was thinking of meeting up and trying to figure out where we're going next. Unless we would just want to stand here for a while or something. I don't really know. Really sure. Oh, you can reply to this message.
I am so sorry. I'm having serious issues with gravity today.
Sure. Where specifically outside are you? I'll go over there.
I'm in the back courtyard where all the people are training. There's a bit of blood on the ground. I don't know really from who.
And then I'm gonna head over there, I guess.
I'm kind of worried who. Maybe they're all actually secretly murderers, and the last adventuring party they invited got killed over there. It's probably fine. You don't have to reply to that message. Just waiting over there.
All right. You actually weren't that far from him, Kia. So you were kind of in this little garden area, and so you just kind of make your way just a little bit down for kind of follow this little walkway. You can hear the sound of combat training. It's not that difficult to find him.
Hi, Johan.
Hi, Kia. So, I'm just trying to figure out where we're going next. I mean, we had this whole plan or something. We had a few places we were planning on going, and there doesn't really seem to be anything or preparation or anything going on, unless I'm mistaken.
I mean, people are probably eating breakfast.
Right. I forgot to do that.
Can you send letters?
I can get that spell. I haven't really learned it yet. I could try and learn it for you in the future.
Thanks. Do you know where I can send a letter? Because I need to send a letter.
I'd probably ask one of the people in charge here. They could probably have someone who can do sending.
Oh, I meant a physical letter, but sure.
Oh, I don't know then. I was talking about sending. I thought you were... All right, I don't know. I could probably send a letter, but it would only go 120 feet. So, not really helpful.
No. Anyways, you should eat breakfast.
Yeah. All right, fine. Oh, by the way, I learned this thing. And wind circles at 100 feet. Just like... Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I knew the thing before, but now I don't have to spend extra energy to do it. It's really, really easy, actually. It's nice.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to head inside and find some food of some sort, maybe, I guess. Let me know if you find anybody else after sending the message or finding someone to send the message. Not message, but sending. Or a letter. Anyway, yeah.
I will. I'll see you later, then, I guess.
Sure. But yeah, let me know if you find anybody else. I do want to figure out where we're going and what our plan is.
Okay.
Cool. Right, I'm going to head inside and try and find a location with food to be eaten, I guess.
That would be the kitchen, which is off of the great room. And there's people coming and going, and it's not that hard to procure breakfast. You do see Dink looking rather worse for wear.
Oh, hi, Dink. Oh, is that your blood outside? Oh, okay. That's relieving. I mean,
all
not
of
for
it,
you.
just some of it.
I'm relieved. I'm not relieved that it was your blood, but I am relieved that it wasn't like a secret murder cult. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I'll sit down.
At this point,
I'm hyper in the morning. It's fine.
You also have a different accent this morning.
Oh. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
It's
that's
fine.
two things I'm not supposed to worry about. And okay.
It's fine. Well, that wore off. Oh well.
It's very convincing. You're good at that. Mm.
Thanks. I'll have to work on keeping that.
Leon will probably wake up and peruse his black journal, both for today and recent days.
okay. There is from a couple of days ago, you had kind of a bizarre dream, a little bit of a bizarre dream about one of your friends who you haven't seen in a really long time. It started out normal enough. You were greeting each other, and you said how long it had been since you had seen him, and you were telling him about your journey that you went on and how it had changed you. And you took off your mask, which kind of made him freak out a little bit. And then it just started to turn really weird and like it went from just having a conversation with him to like all of a sudden you were in a fight with him, meaning like the two of you were fighting together, but then it shifted to you were fighting each other. Very kind of disjointed
Which
dream towards the end of there.
which mask am I? What did I take off?
You let him see your eyes.
No, yeah, but which mask did I
which
take off?
mask? I was like, what do you mean, which mask? The one that you currently wear.
Okay. Cool. I'm not super concerned.
Yeah. It's one of those dreams where you wake up and go, really, brain? Why did you come up with that to dream about? That's obviously the most kind of bizarre dream from the past couple of nights. Most of them are just kind of like your brain trying to process everything that's happened recently. So like dreams about what might happen, or like, you know, how it might affect you specifically with this new kind of dark magic coming back to the island. But it's obviously you don't know how that's going to affect you, so it's all just kind of like, there's just a lot of disjointed, like, I guess the way to say it would be your brain trying to figure out everything that's happened recently. So yeah, that's what you find there.
Okay. All right. I will then probably rendezvous with most of the other people that are downstairs, eating breakfast, and I will look at Dink
Yeah.
as I walk in and see him.
Has stopped feeding at this point.
Do I want to ask?
Just a little early morning training. All good.
After the morning training of, like, getting your ass handed to you?
No, there was mutual ass handing involved. But
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
Okay.
oh, I suppose that means I should be rolling like deception at this point.
Well, I mean, it depends on what Dink means by
He's
mutual
not
handed.
actively lying. He's just, it was a
Stretching
fight.
the truth.
It-
It's up to you. If you
He
want to say,
bled too. Not alone.
if Dink said it's the truth, then don't roll a deception check.
That's right, it's the truth.
So
23.
I guess you didn't need to roll on that. And he is convinced that he is telling the truth. He
Okay.
is convinced that he equally hurt this other person.
Okay, I will take that. He has. I will nod and turn. The only one here is Johan, right?
Hello.
Morning, Johan.
Morning.
Everyone else not up yet?
I
Seem to be.
saw Kia.
Oh, okay, good.
Do we have an idea of where we're going after this? Like, I mean, right now we're just sort of here.
Weren't we
And I
gonna
feel
set
like
off,
we had plans.
Were we gonna set
I
off on the adventure? The thing to the one of the.
Aren't we adventuring right now, or are we?
It's-
I mean, technically we're not, but we're on an adventure. I mean, we're
We're
currently on.
perpetually adventuring. That's what adventurers do.
Hmm.
But
I guess that's technically true.
it is. But I was more saying, aren't we going to the vault with the weapon?
Ah, yes, the vault, and then a couple other places, I think. So, I guess we should probably get everyone, or wait for everyone to get together.
That was
Wait
my
for
thinking.
Zagar to wake up, and then I guess we can figure out and see maybe try and see if everyone's ready to head out in some way or another.
And don't forget his friend too. We need the royalty.
Right. I have to see if all of them are ready. Just check if everyone's ready. Just ready, everyone.
I'll go check on Zagar.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, thanks. That's very nice of you.
To
Very
save,
kind.
Save yourself from further embarrassment by him, I presume.
At
Yep.
this point, Jackson comes down and just doesn't really greet anyone or really say much. Just like goes to get food and just kind of sits off the ways.
I will nod to him when he comes down. And ask him, after he sits down with food and stuff, and be like, Jackson, are you all set as well?
Thank you.
He just kind of gives a nod, doesn't really engage you, but he does acknowledge you and answers with a nod. But
Perfect.
it seems like
I'm not gonna pry
there's not much engagement.
I would say I'm not gonna pry for further conversation. If he nods, then I'll take that as an answer and move on.
All right.
Jagar actually got up before everybody else, got breakfast, and went back to his room, where he's talking to his sword, not
Okay.
metaphorically.
I was about to say phrasing.
Literally talking to the sword.
Talking to
Antonia.
Antonia about what she can tell him of the vaults, because they date to about the same time she was alive.
Okay, so you ask her, and she just says, "No, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I wonder if perhaps that was. I mean, that must have been after my time. It does not sound familiar at all."
Well, it's tied to your bloodline. Literally.
Well, I was the start of my bloodline, so it could have been, there's been generations upon generations after me.
Fair. Who would have had the power to create such sorts of wards that could last this long and be tied to your people?
I mean, there have been, as far as I understand, my experience of the world from a sword is a little bit hazy. But I do believe there have been many powerful mages in my bloodline. It seems like magic used to be quite almost common in the islands. So really, it's, for those of us who are mages, it really would have been almost a simple thing to do. Simple to create, obviously very difficult to uncreate, which is the whole point. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm not sure as far as specifics.
So you said those of us who are mages. So you are a magic user, or a magic user is
Yes.
a magic user?
Yes, I was quite accomplished in enchanting objects, and although not quite as accomplished as I seem to have thought I was, seeing as I ended up in the sword. That was not my intention. But nonetheless.
I won't tell anyone, I promise.
Thank you. It really was. let's just say I'm glad Alexander died before I made that horrible mistake. He, yes, it would have been awkward if he had been there for that. But yes, I was specialized in enchanting everyday objects.
So what do you know of wards then?
I do know quite a bit. With most magics, it is accessing it is done through accessing the term we always used was an ocean or a sea, even though that doesn't come close to adequately describing it, but the ocean of possibility and projecting your desired outcome into it, which then causes it to become reality. But with wards and enchantments, it is a more permanent manipulation so that you actually, the way I did it, the way I experienced it, was that the sea of possibility almost became tangible, and I could shape it in such a way that it would keep its shape, which causes a long-lasting effect in this world. So as opposed to a magic spell such as Call Lightning, where you say, I want lightning to strike in this place, and then it happens and it's done. With wards, you say, I want this to become reality and stay reality. And so I don't quite know how to describe the difference in actually utilizing the two types of magic. I very quickly realized that I had skill in enchanting items and not so much skill in casting spells per se. So I didn't invest much in learning how to cast spells. I don't know if that made any sense at all.
Me either, but we can also keep that a secret between us. Okay. If we come across some wards, is it possible for you to see them and give us some insight into how to activate or deactivate them?
Don't think I would be able to see them per se.
Well, we have to work on that. You can always borrow my eyes. You just have to give them back as you found them.
That's an interesting mental image, but I understand what you mean. I was actually going to say, if you could describe them, it's possible I would know how to break them. Every individual who utilizes that type of magic has their own ways that their wards can be broken. Some of them, as you said, are tied to bloodlines. Some are based on riddles. Some are based on skill with a blade or skill with magic spells, or any sort of number of skills. I'm
mostly interested in the ones tied to bloodlines, because you see, the only blooded person that we have is a childhood friend of mine, and I don't want him bleeding in the name of wards.
Typically, it does not literally mean blood.
That's what people keep telling me, but I don't believe them.
Suppose we'll find out. I should certainly hope it doesn't mean literal blood. That would be a bit concerning. Typically, wards that require physical blood are not wards you want broken.
Well, these wards were supposed to be held firm until Anatoly's return because they guard items that are supposed to be used in defeating him. So you don't want them broken.
Well, in that case, I'm going to assume they were not created by a necromantic user, which makes me significantly less inclined to believe that it will require physical blood.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate that.
I can't say for sure because I don't know who in fact made them, but I feel fairly confident that if they are fighting Anatoly, then you should be all right on that. In that.
Okay. Well then, anything else I should know? Not know? Or just wait to know till later?
Well, if you should wait to know till later, I probably shouldn't tell you. But no, I mean, honestly, I think you might know more about the world currently than I do. But I mean, certainly if you describe whatever types of wards you come across, I will do what I can.
Okay. Is there anything that you require? I ask because, I want to make sure your power source is charged. I don't need the sword losing its flamey stuff when I need it most.
I certainly appreciate it. I don't actually know. I don't think it's possible for any sort of issue of that going away. Unfortunately, as I said previously, I was a bit inexperienced when I put my essence in this sword. So there's a lot that I don't know either. But if I learn anything, I will certainly let you know.
Excellent. Please do keep in touch. And at that point, I mean, other random banter possibly, but those are the highlights of how he will spend his morning until Dink shows up.
Oh, you have to finish it.
Oh, you're asking too much. Zagar, wake up.
I am awake.
No, then come downstairs.
I will go open the door.
Or, I mean, you could also open the door too, but yeah, you should probably come downstairs because, people want to plan and do things. What were you doing in here?
I was eating breakfast and trying to figure things out. You look like you've been having fun, and Zagar will slap you on the shoulder.
Ow. Yep. That was fun. That's good. Good, clean fun. Mm-hmm.
Just for the fun of it, take a roll of strength check.
Oh no. Oh no.
You hurt the ones you love.
Only a 10. Only a 10.
Only a 10.
Okay, you don't lose any hit points, Dink.
Oh, that's good.
I know when to pull. I know when to pull my my punches. Unlike some people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whoever your sparring partner was.
Oh yes, well, they just felt threatened. I was
I was going to say, you got under their skin and made them feel small again, didn't you?
That's what it was. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They had a whole bunch of students around, and it was, I think they were getting a little
someone
embarrassed.
who had an audience, and you went to upstage them again.
It was,
Do you know how many bars I've almost gotten kicked out of for making that same mistake? Actually, you do know how many bars I've almost gotten kicked out of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, this wasn't a bar, so they couldn't kick me out. So
Well, that's true.
yeah,
They,
it was just
they
a field.
kicked you down.
We kicked each other down, but they yeah.
Zegger will then put his arm around Dink and walk the two of them downstairs.
I hope you're being gentle with that arm. 'Cause
I am trying my best to make sure that Dink doesn't stumble, and also to kind of gauge how long he can walk today as we head to the first vault.
valid.
Aren't we taking a wagon?
Through the jungle?
Wait, where's Andre? Andre can carry me.
Let's get a baby Bjorn.
Andre is not gentle.
That's good. Can't he just wear like a papoose
A
and
barbarian
hang off the
Goliath
back?
carrying you.
We get a dink-sized baby Bjorn and strap it to the back of the Goliath.
So we need a Pomeranian carrier.
A dink pack.
So Kia, last we talked to you, before all that nonsense, you had just asked Johan about sending a letter. What
Yep.
do you do from there?
I'm gonna go. How early is it? Is it like people are probably awake by now time?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
the fortress is pretty lively by this point.
I'm gonna go look for Sophia and ask if she knows of anywhere I can send a letter.
Okay. Yeah, she is actually sitting in the great room. She has a loom set up, and she's weaving. So yeah, not too hard to find her. And she, she greets you, and you ask about sending a letter, and she says, "Oh, yes, certainly. If you wait just one moment, I will get in touch with Domankos, who can get in touch. He is right now in the lab with someone who can send that letter for you." And a hawk flies in through the open door and lands on her shoulder, and she sends a message saying, "Can you please tell or can you please ask?" I totally just lost the name. I had it in my head. No, she's going to get to Domankos. Can you please ask Yosef to meet me in the Great Hall so that a message can be sent by one of our guides? And Hawk goes off, and a short while later you see a different Yosef than their son. It's I am just losing all of my thoughts all of a sudden. There's a half-orc who comes in and has, he's got big leather gloves on, and obviously, they're like hawking gloves. And he has perched on his shoulder this very large bird. It's not a hawk, not an eagle. You're not actually sure what kind of bird it is. It's perched on his shoulder, and he comes in and, looks around and finds Sophia, and, says, hello. What can I heard there was a letter that needed to be sent.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I have a letter that I need to send.
All right, where does it need to go?
I think Valkyrie, because he's still there probably.
All right. Can you describe this individual? I never sent you the description.
No, I know his name.
Okay, that'll work. So, because I forgot to send that to you, he says, what's the name of this individual?
His name is Alexander.
All right, and she human, elf, dwarf.
Elf.
All right, that should not very many of those around outside of this glen, so that shouldn't be too difficult. And he puts his hand out for the letter.
Yeah, I'll hand it to him, and I will DM you what I wrote.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so he puts it in a tube and attaches it to the bird's talons, and then he just closes his eyes for a couple of minutes, closes his eyes and just totally quiet, and then opens them and the bird flies off.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And he goes, yes, of course. And then, kind of goes to hug Zofia and, I will get back to work now. Lovely to see you. And then it was lovely to meet you. And
Nice to meet you too.
Goes back to what he was doing. And at that point, Zofia all of a sudden looks across the great room and goes, oh my goodness, because she just noticed Dink
I guess.
coming down the stairs with Sagar and looking very hurt. So
Fine, I got this.
she puts her weaving down and rushes up to you and goes, oh my goodness, what happened?
Just was hanging out with a friend this morning. That's all. Although said friend, his name's Justin. He did kind of say that I should come to you. For a while. Yeah,
How did that go?
I think it went pretty well.
He
If
bruised
you could-
Justin's ego, and Justin bruised something else, and I smacked Dink on the back.
Again with the ow. It's fine.
If you managed to survive at all, you put up a good fight. I am impressed. I'm thankful to have you on my side to fight against you.
See,
and
that's why. See, I'm impressive.
By the way,
Hmm?
we're all in the great room, or because I thought we said we were eating in the great room, or is it like a different? Just clarifying.
No, the great room is where you eat and where you do stuff of all kinds of odd jobs. It's kind of just like the place where people do things.
A room, then a great room.
Yes. Sort of like the all-purpose room, I guess. So yes, you're all in the same room, but it's a huge space. So you might not necessarily all be within earshot of each other. I don't know if Kia followed Zofia or is staying in the corridor or...
I would have followed Zofia.
So you have all kind of congregated at this point. And Zofia is like, she finds it amusing that first thing in the morning you got into this fight with the monk. Is impressed that you seemed to hold your own, not knowing that Justin gave you a healing potion to bring you back from unconsciousness. And she like grabs like a handkerchief out of her pocket and like goes to the kitchen and like
him.
no, she goes to the kitchen to get water.
Okay.
Like, as well as like some healing herbs and stuff, and like, but she definitely does she's very much mothering him at this point. It's like wiping his face, cleaning up the blood, muttering to herself like, this is ridiculous.
He's whining the whole time, just being cantankerous.
Of course. And she, being very much a mother, goes, oh, stop your complaining. Let me take care of you. You are the one who did this to yourself. This is ridiculous. Why would you get into a fight with Justin? And on an empty stomach, nonetheless. etc., etc. And she finishes up administering all the healing herbs and gives you a healing potion, which you feel really good afterwards. Apparently a really powerful healing potion.
Let's go find Justin again.
Pretty much. But also, no, please don't do that. That won't go well for you.
I don't mean to deter you, but it might not be the wisest of things considering what else we need to do with our day.
Yeah.
We're just walking today. That's fine.
We need a plan.
We have a plan.
We need to execute the plan then.
Yes, we do. We put
Did
one
you
foot
hear
in front
that?
of the other, and we go.
So let's go then. Now, is everybody ready? Is your whose friend was that again?
Miticus.
No, whose friend was that? I'm not asking
Mine.
who. Oh, your friend needs to be ready. You need to be ready. You need to be ready. You need to be ready. I need to be ready. Who else needs to be ready? Is everybody ready here? Are we? I feel like I'm asking toddlers. Are you pack your lunch? You go to the bathroom, or all that stuff. Are we just gonna go now, or am I just
Have you been drinking already?
No, actually.
It's a question
Just
I've been
hyper in the
wondering.
morning.
I've
You
been
never
wondering this
see
all
me-
morning.
I'm all charged. You'll see like the electricity was just like. I'm all charged. I wake up in the morning and fully charged up. So a little hyper.
I can see that.
It'll be interesting if he finds a release for it.
No.
I mean,
Interesting
He's
is
gonna
not the
step a
right
little
word.
ways away at that.
I wouldn't plan to be anywhere near it when that happens, but
The guard that you sent the wind gust to, has walked into the great room.
Is his hair blown back?
Completely. I mean, this man looks like he's been in a tornado. Completely wind blown. And
I mean,
hears your comment, Leon, and goes, "Yeah, you don't want to be near that."
Hey, I didn't actually shock you. I didn't actually shock you. It was just a little wind. I mean, what's wrong with a breeze?
A little
It
wind.
was a nice pleasant breeze.
That is very good. My hair was nicely braided before you did that.
I gave you a nice
what have
makeover.
we told you, Johan, about passing wind at random strangers?
No,
Really rude.
you haven't told me anything about it, thankfully, and I hope you don't.
Don't is the right answer. Don't pass wind at random strangers.
Words to live by.
One of these days, you're going to learn. You're going to suffer from your own phrases, and you're going to learn your very own issues. Okay, let's be honest here. Now that we've gotten weather patterns out of the way, can we please move on with leaving or going or getting ready? Something, please.
first I'd like to use my 10 minutes. Take 10 minutes real quick. Give everybody some little bit of inspiration. Some temporary hit points.
All right.
Gotta keystone the inspirational leadership thing with the whole key to all this is just work together. We're gonna keep as a group. Make it through it. Yeah.
At some point during your inspirational speech, Johan does go off and shock the floor for a minute or two.
Valid. There's now a nice little lightning strike, like tree branch burn mark in the wooden floor. It looks really cool. Nothing else no serious harm done. It looks cool.
It's a nice decoration. Anyway, so I guess we're ready.
Yep. You'll have
So
10 temporary hit
yes,
points.
10 temporary hit points.
As
After
well
you're
as
inspired,
Juxon also gets that too.
yes. As you finish, your speech, very inspiring. Sophia turns and says to Dink, "Well, you should be glad to know Justin will be going with you on this trip."
Perfect.
Oh, we get to hear
Okay.
his side of the story.
It's matches. Same story. I did.
I am interested to know his side of the story, I will admit. So, are you all ready to go? Is there anything last minute I can get for you? And as she says that, Natalia comes from the kitchen with, we'll say, enough food for about, well, not about 4, like 5 meals worth of rations for each of you. So it's just like a little bundle for each of you. And she says, it was lovely to travel with all of you. I wish you all luck. I will be staying here, and Justin and Andre will be traveling with you, as will Liliana, and I certainly wish you well, and I hope to see you all back here without too many injuries or mishaps along the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself as well, Natalie.
Thank you, Liam. And she kind of scampers off out the great hall.
Is Agar? Where's Medicus? Isn't he supposed to come with us?
Yeah, I assume he's ready somewhere.
He's standing right behind you, isn't he?
No.
Oh, I didn't bother to look earlier.
He was out training with the magic ranged combat. And actually,
wish I knew there was one of those earlier.
Oh, sorry, I thought I mentioned that. And actually,
Hard a nice makeover.
as the conversation is happening, he comes into the great room, sees where you're all gathered. He goes into the kitchen, kind of like nods to you as he's walking into the kitchen, comes back with a big tankard of water, sits down and says, "Well, are we ready?"
Yep, we were just about to leave.
Yep.
Waiting for you.
All right. So, I'm assuming you will all go out to get on your horses, and
We have
Where we have horses.
We have
I was
horses?
going to say, we have horses?
Horse.
now you
Are
you
we
horses.
being lent horses?
Yes, I forgot that you walked to get here.
I was going to say,
They
they're not getting
provide-
these back. I hope they know well what they're doing.
They
Yeah.
provide horses for at least part of the journey. No guarantees how far you actually, once you have to go off the path, probably not going to be able to use the horses anymore. You can get a decent way on the path. And of course, Andre does not ride a horse. Andre walks in front of all of the horses, making the path more of an actual path.
Feel a bit uncomfortable on horses. I'm going to stay on the ground.
Okay, yeah, you can decline the offer of a horse.
Yep.
So the rest of you, if you choose, get on 2 horses, and you see Andre, and he's got his big sword that he was using to essentially machete through the jungle on the way to the glen, and Justin is there. He's got a couple of bags slung over him. For those of you who haven't met Justin yet, he's a tall, lithe human with very short, kind of dark brown, slightly starting to gray at the temples, but very slightly. And he's changed into a slightly nicer jerkin and hose. So not the sweaty, torn ones that he wears when he's training, but still very much practical, ease of movement kind of garb. And then you see You see a half-elf female. This is Liliana. And she's got her hair back in a braid. It's very long. It's kind of an auburn color. And she has several, bags full of, they all, have stuff to do a long trip. And you all kind of get ready and you head off, unless anyone says otherwise.
No, Dink's just gonna, since we're all getting ready, he's just gonna throw on his chainmail over top.
All right.
Johan mentions the word otherwise at some point, but we continue walking.
What? Mentions the word otherwise?
Yes.
Just making sure I heard you correctly.
It's used in a sentence.
So, so you start heading north. Are there any particular conversations anyone wants to have?
Can I see the hilt of Zagar's sword?
I would assume so, unless he's trying to hide it for some reason. Zagar, how are you carrying your sword?
Well, that one. I'm assuming you're talking about the one that has the spirit in it, not the other random blades that he has.
The one I can talk to.
No, that's actually a great sword. So it's strapped across his back, and it's really large and kind of out there.
Cool.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to.
Okay.
Antonia at some point. Just gonna be like, hello.
Hello, Kia.
So, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you recognize the name Ileana in relation to Fae sort of things?
Yes. I certainly do.
What do you know about her?
Well, I know that she has been, first let me start by saying, I believe in your time I've been dead for several thousands of years, so I'm not sure how pertinent any information I may have will be to you, but what I actually knew Ileana very well. When the islands were first settled and came together as as a sovereignty that my husband and I were chosen to be leaders of, the Fae were very common, coming back and forth between the material plane and the Fae realm. So it was actually very common to see fairies. And my husband and I, because we were seen to be very pure of heart, we were actually given the tremendous honor of being invited to the court of the Fae Queen. And we forged a relationship with them to ensure that so long as our bloodline remained pure, that we would have the blessing of the Fae on the island, which proved to be true until it wasn't anymore, unfortunately. But yes, I do know that Fae live for longer than thousands and thousands of years, so it is very possible she is still ruling as Queen of the Fae. She's Fae. There's no way to describe it. There's no words to describe what it is like to be invited to the Fae realm. Everything that is good and nothing that isn't. And that doesn't mostly begin to express what it's like to meet her. Why do you ask?
She seems nice.
You've met her?
I may have sort of accidentally got myself physically to the Fey realm somehow, which I don't really understand how I'm not dead right now, but like figuring it out.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure how you're not dead either.
So you don't know anything about that. Darn.
It was my understanding that the portal to the realms had been closed as a means of protection. Unfortunately, I do not know. Again, my experience was when it was common to travel between the two realms, so all I know is that that's very unusual.
That's basically what she said. Oh.
Do you have any sort of Fey ancestry?
Not that I'm aware of, but development. It's why I can do this.
Yes, this also took me quite by surprise.
Apparently, my family was given her protection at some point, which, interesting. Didn't know them, so apparently they were good people, which is good to know.
That would be the case. In all honesty, the only thing I can fathom that would allow you to, of your own power, cross over the realm would be that you have Fey ancestry. I'm sorry I can't be more help. I wish I knew more about what happened since I died. Are you aware of the Sovereign Stone?
No.
Right. I believe that might be the key to this whole question. I'm not sure exactly what happened to it. I do know that it's no longer in the material plane. It's in the ether. If you go to if you speak to Magda, she's one of the witches on Avako. If you speak to Magda, she may be able to help you. And tell her that you can tell her that you are able to talk to me and that you're able to transport yourself physically to the Fey realm. She may be able to help you more than I can.
Thanks. That's more than what I had to go on, which was almost nothing. Although I can bring things back, which is cool.
That is highly unusual.
The more I find out about this, the more it's very weird.
Yes. Certainly, keep me up to date. I'm quite interested to learn more about you.
I'll do that. Do you want me to tell her you say hi or anything? I mean, I assume
Sure.
I
Do that.
probably see her again at some point, given the fact that I talk to her like almost every night.
Yes, certainly. That would be wonderful.
Cool. Well, I guess I should stop talking to you, maybe, or keep.
I don't mind.
I should probably focus on like where I'm going. But it was
Might
nice
be a good
talking.
idea. It's wonderful to speak to you as well.
And then Kia's gonna like stop.
All right.
Has Kia and their horse run into a tree yet?
You might have noticed Kia spacing out.
Luckily, I rolled high enough. The horse managed to follow the horse in front of it.
Cool, great. Because Kia was not.
To lose hit points for doing silly things.
He was not paying attention to the road.
These are very highly trained horses, apparently.
Nice.
I mean, texting and driving is a thing, but it's not so bad when you have the Tesla auto drive. So
Telepathy and riding a horse.
Horsing and telepathy.
Not a good mix.
That's something stupid.
Yeah. So, anyone else having any fun conversations or doing any telepathy and riding a horse at the same time?
Definitely not doing telepathy and riding a horse.
Maybe keeping an eye out. I mean, we're kind of out in the jungle, yes.
I'm walking, so I guess probably keep an eye out.
Man, I'm really bad at timing these sessions. Don't want to get into anything huge when we have 10 minutes. So
that means okay.
Oh, sorry, what?
I was gonna say, so that means we're fine. You don't have to.
No, it means we're gonna get a cliffhanger.
No, I mean,
We're gonna get a cliffhanger. That's what's gonna
we
happen.
see what's going to happen next week, and then we have to wait.
Okay, sure, we can do it that way if you
You see
want.
glowing red eyes, and that's where we'll be ending this week.
And that's where we leave off.
I'm okay with making you guys insane with cliffhangers.
Oh no, what have we brought up?
We've opened the
Doors.
We've opened
We
this.
talked.
Very exciting as a viewer.
We've opened the door that we cannot close. Oh no.
We've done this to
Yes, we
ourselves.
No, wait, use
Yes,
thaumaturgy.
you did.
Close it.
Hold on, let me mage hand it closed.
DM is more powerful than any spell. So, who wants to keep an eye out on
Dink
this
will.
first step of the journey?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make your rolls.
Oof.
That sounded really good.
Yeah, it was great. We're gonna see everything. It's perfect.
Dink got a 17.
Leon got it.
Oh, 12.
19.
All right.
Rolled a 6.
Okay. So, things are happening. You're going, and Andre is macheteing. And yes, I just said macheteing, and now the English loving part of me is going crazy.
I mean, machete's not English to start with, so it's fine.
Touche. I'm starting to very much get slack happy at this way. Back. So, Kia, you are kind of like, once you finish the conversation with Antonia, you start to just like really focus on the sounds that are around you. Excuse me. There's a lot of like insect noises. You hear kind of, let's see if I can actually do this noise. You hear kind of like a every once in a while. But it's not like coming closer, anything. You hear some bird calls. And all of a sudden there's like the starts to get louder, and there are 3 large jet black alligators. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. And we'll start next week with rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Nice.
We did this to
We're
ourselves.
Yes, we did.
We did.
We're gonna get ourselves some
I deserve it.
boots.
Got distracted by
I
this.
was gonna say, Zagar's like, haha, high fashion in the jungle.
I finally get to shock something that isn't immune.
I found out that baby alligators legitimately sound like squeaky toys, and it kind of made me super happy. That was
How many baby alligators are now going to be in the campaign?
Too many.
Someone's getting a familiar. Someone's getting a familiar, I think.
Can we get a pet baby
I love
alligator?
baby alligators as much as I love snakes.
So we need pet baby alligators for our.
We need a baby alligator familiar.
We need
Someone.
We need like.
Can you keep an alligator on a boat, though?
I mean,
Yeah.
If you
Haven't you
boat
watched
train-
Peter Pan?
Alligators are really
Yeah.
small. Baby gators are only like this big. So baby gator, yeah, but eventually it's not going to be a baby anymore.
So-
I still think Juxon should tame it and make it his
Yes.
friend.
Yes.
Is Jackson a Beastmaster, though?
He's not here to refuse. Quick, give him a baby alligator.
I don't care if he's a beastmaster or not. He's got animal handling, I'm sure.
We just leave the jungle with the baby alligator like hanging off the his coat tail with its teeth.
Actually, my animal handling isn't that bad.
All right.
Sorry about not noticing. Land is not my forte.
All right.
Sorry about the tablet continuing to close.
Yes.
I'll be
That's
back in my normal spot next week. Bye.
Bye.